Good morning and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel, whichever the case may be. Now today's video is going to be concerning two things. First of all, I'm going to light a fire. I always start my videos, unless I'm in the workshop, by lighting a fire. And I'm going to break from tradition today because I'm going to light the fire with the contents of my bucket. In a previous video I discussed this bucket which I bought, canvas bucket which I bought from Bison Bushcraft, which makes an excellent pot bag, and it's got pockets on the sides to keep some gear in. Now fire lighting gear I have in here. I've got my Uberleben ferro rod with a striker, scraper, I've got a pot, waterproof pot containing splits of fat wood, and I got some tinder card. Makes life incredibly easy. I always light fires the difficult way. If you're a regular viewer, you know that. I usually make feather sticks or make my own tinder, but this is going to be an easy one. On my last visit I cleaned out the fireplace, so I thought this one will be fire lit directly on the ground, and seeing as I've got some split wood left after my last visit and it hasn't rained, I'm going to use that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a crisscross of split wood. I'm going to light the tinder in the centre, and then I'm going to add sticks. But the wood is slightly damp, so in theory the chimney effect should dry this wood out nicely. I gathered some nice dry twigs on the way in, so I can't see a problem at all lighting this fire. I'm not going to use the Uberleben rod. I'm going to use the ferro rod on my survival bracelet. Now I'm not a huge fan of these. If you've watched my previous videos on survival bracelets, you will know this. But I have this one for a reason. And the reason is testing the whistle out, which is the second part of this video. Right, let's get some fire going then. I really need to get this fire going quick because I'm really getting nibbled by midges. That was so easy. That was just absolute pleasure to light that fire. It was so easy. I probably didn't need to use that much tinder card, but to be honest with you, I've got loads of it, so why risk it? Yes. And the split sticks, which are slightly damp, are already burning, so that is a good start to a fire. Now I can get my kettle on and have a cup of tea. Whistles. Now, it may not be the most glamorous subject in the world. It's not as cool as saws, axes, tarps, even pots, but it is important in a survival situation. Now, about 2 years ago, I did a video on a pre-bought survival kit. Go back and watch it if you want, and in this video I basically covered the survival kit, and then I did a follow-up video with one I'd made myself, which I thought was a better option. Now, it didn't include a whistle, and I had an email from customer, long-term viewer, Clive, and Clive gave me a little story about the importance of a whistle. Now, I've always thought, because I can whistle with my fingers quite loud, that was good enough, but no. Clive told me basically a story about a guy who'd got lost just off the road. He'd broken his leg, I believe, and I can't remember if he said he had a whistle or he didn't have a whistle, but anyway, the importance of a loud whistle, because you could be in a situation where you really hurt yourself and you haven't got the energy to shout, and just putting a whistle in your mouth and giving 3 toots every now and again is really easy. Shouting, you'll get hoarse. If you haven't got a pan to knock to make a loud noise, same thing. So a whistle around your neck, if you're going out, is a really good idea. So that led me to think, right, well, I'm going to do a video on whistles. Now, I have a Tops whistle, which I believe came with the Brothers of Bushcraft knife. In fact, I think I've got 2 of these. And I was looking to see how expensive they were. These are really expensive here in the UK. Heine Haynes, the big shop, sell these for almost £30. Well, I was looking on Amazon to see what was on there, and I found this one. And this is more or less identical to the SC, and it was £2.99. Obviously I bought it and I thought, right, I'm going to try them out. Now another thing that happened to me whistle wise, I was in the Global Bushcraft Symposium last year and I was given this adventure whistle by John MacArthur. Now John MacArthur is a Canadian Air Force officer and he's big on survival, and he was one of Moore's students as well, and he said to me, take this, he said, this is a really good whistle. So I've got a few whistles with me. So I've got John's whistle, I got the Tops whistle, I've got the Joking Tops whistle, I've got the whistle that comes with the striker on a Light My Fire ferro rod kit, and I've got the Wazoo whistle on here. That's why I've got this. So let's try them out. Now I've already filmed this. I went into work this morning early when there was nobody around because I wanted to film it indoors, and work has got a very big corridor so you could actually hear it properly rather than doing it outside and drawing attention to myself. I did it in work. I've actually written down which order they went in. So John's big whistle went first, then the Tops whistle, then the cheap whistle from Amazon, then the Wazoo bracelet, then the Light My Fire. So watch this, I'll get back to you. Well, what do you think of that then? John was right. This is an excellent whistle. Tops whistle was good. Surprisingly, this one didn't sound the same as the Tops whistle, but there was nothing wrong with it. Well worth £2.99. The Wazoo bracelet was absolutely atrocious. It was terrible. I couldn't even get a blast out of it. It just didn't want to work. And this was pretty awful as well. So I would not class that or that as a survival whistle. It was not loud enough. In fact, I could barely get anything out of the two of them. So if you're venturing into the outdoors and you want to carry a whistle around your neck, don't rely on them two gimmicks. That was just absolutely atrocious. No, survival bracelets are just terrible. Do not rely on them for anything. So those are my conclusions. Yes, I do have an orange whistle from the camping shop I bought years ago, which I used to carry around my neck with my compass when I used to do a lot of hill walking. And that's a pretty good whistle, but I couldn't find it. But that would have been up there in the top 4. That would have probably been between John's whistle and the Tops whistle, because that is a good one. Right, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, I certainly appreciate a thumbs up. Until the next time, ta-ra. I've got an SE whistle, which probably came with a knife years ago. Wrong one, it's not an SE, it's a Tops. Start that again. John's big green whistle went first, then the SE whistle, wrong one, start that again. Well, John's whistle's great, the SE whistle's pretty good, the SE clone is pretty good, the other two are awful. I will leave, right at the end of the video, I will leave a link to my Survivor bracelet